Hello YouTube, welcome to BOSRA Race Round Up. This week we're at Zandvoort Grand Prix Circuit for round 3 of the 2015 Aston Martin GT1 Championship. The Firefighter Charity have taken an early lead, but let's see what happens today. Turk takes his second pole for Acorn Printing ahead of Soltau for the Firefighters Charity and Toya in third again for Acorn Printing. It's also great to see Simon Underhill being competitive again, sat in 5th. On the second half of the grid, it's Bradley Selms in 11th from McCain and Walker, notable newcomer Jan Malesver in 20th. Bowden Solutions have 4 cars on the grid this week. That bodes well for the team standings, so without further ado, let's get down to the track for the start of the race. Engines revving, everybody waiting for the lights to go green here at Zandvoort Grand Prix. Everyone gets away, and it's Bamba as a flying start, passing Toya into third. Nothing Toya can do about that. More Firefighters Charity cars coming through towards the front of the grid. I think that's Underhill who's also got up on the inside of Toya there. Everyone off to an absolutely cracking start then, as we watch Martin Glenicke chased by the 71 car, the Motorsport Auctions car of Van Delden. Keep an eye on the minicam as we go on board with Simon Jackson, again in a Firefighters Charity team car. Martin Glenicke spins off track, comes back across, gets collected by 2 of his teammates including Jackson. Jackson able to continue. Gregory takes the brunt of the impact, requiring a pit stop. Back to the start on board with Toya. If you remember, Bamba had a fantastic launch off the grid. Here we see him coming up through the middle of the pack. Now up through round turn 1, Toya stays wide and it is Underhill who takes 4th. Everybody steady on the new cold tyres. 23 laps here at Zandvoort, slow and steady will win the race. Jonathan Bethel being chased by Gary Bradshaw for the Motorsport Auctions team. Jonathan currently in 13th until a spin. Gary taking the place. Ryan Walker, his 15th race today. He has had a grand total of 314 laps with BOSRA as we see him go through the sand trap. That would mean a slowdown penalty for Ryan. Ryan has had an average finish of 9th so far with BOSRA, so let's see if he can improve on that today with only 96 incidents over the 15 races he's been involved with. You see, as he slows down here, George Smith and Chris Buttrell coming through. You see Andrew Kane leading from Alan McCain. Yes, very confusing. Alan McCain spinning the car for Motorsport Auctions. Now to probably my most favourite clip of all time with BOSRA, Simon Jackson. Look at this drift. What a fantastic effort that is from Simon through there. And then he goes and does this. Yes, Simon off track, a not too great start to the race for him, but he persisted and carried on. Now we're going to stay with Simon because it does get more interesting from there, bless him. And real entertaining lap from Simon, couldn't stop watching this back over and over again. So round another corner we go. Simon gets his foot down, up to the long left-hander. Round in circles we go again. This time Simon trying to stay out the way of his teammate. A great 180 flick to get it pointing in the right way. Lets another teammate past and carries on yet again. Simon, if you are watching this, we are not picking on you. Honestly, mate, we just wanted to have a bit of a chuckle. We don't get to see stuff like this very often, as he takes a shortcut through the sand trap there. Simon must have picked up some damage during a couple of those collisions, because as he comes round onto the pit straight, he does enter the pits. Don't forget that the Aston Martin GT1 Championship does carry a mandatory pit stop, so why not get it over and done with now, early on, if you've been off track anyway. Get the damage fixed and new tyres as well. And as Simon enters the pits, just one more for luck. Chris Buttrell there off track, waiting for the traffic to pass as you watch Gary Bradshaw go off and into the tyre wall. To Simon Underhill on lap 6. The minicam is with Toya just behind him. Simon runs wide. See, Toya takes advantage of that mistake from Simon. End of lap 12, the two race leaders, Soltau and Turk. Daniel Turk deciding now was the time for his pit stop. Soltau takes the lead. Watching Bradley Selms in third. Daniel Turk after that pit stop currently in fourth. Now Daniel gets an absolute flying exit out of the last turn there. Up on the inside of Bradley down towards turn 1. Daniel squeezing his way through, back up into third place. Rewinding now to lap 3 of the race, on board with Daniel Turk for Acorn Printing, a 1:32.010, the fastest lap this week. Let's have a look at a few of Daniel's stats then. This is his third race with BOSRA with 49 laps. He's led for 44 of those 49 laps. He has 2 wins, 2 poles, 1 fastest lap, an average finish of 8th and only 8 incident points as well. Now to the usual blurb from me. Yes, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We really do need all the subscribers we can get. It will help boost our ratings on YouTube. Also, don't forget to like our Facebook page and you can follow us on Twitter. Now, last week I did mention that we have another special event planned. Hopefully we will have all the details available in the next few days. As soon as we have everything sorted for that, it will be on the website, open for sign-ups. Daniel making this look easy, halfway through the lap now here at Zandvoort. Next week we are off to Mount Panorama. Yes, round 4 at Bathurst. Now that promises to be very, very interesting. We have 20 cars here this week, so God knows how 20 are going to get up the mountain there. We did live stream again this week, but we are having some issues with that. We don't know if it's hardware, software, we don't know what's going on with that. We will try and get that sorted before Bathurst next week. As Daniel comes to complete the fastest lap of the race, he picks up a bonus point for that and for pole. 2 bonus points this week. Jonathan Bethel being followed by David Rowland. Jonathan in the Acorn Printing car and David in the Bodin Solutions car. Up to the right left, Jonathan taking a slight shortcut. We don't know if he picks up a penalty for that. David up on the inside of Jonathan. Daniel Turk currently in second, coming down the main straight as you see Tobias Soltau pulling out of the pits. If you remember a few laps ago, it was a role reversal. Tobias not able to eke out that extra few seconds to ensure that he maintained the lead. Daniel must have been smiling as he passed Tobias on the straight. Chris Buttrell being followed by the race leaders. Chris racing for the Firefighters charity team. As the race leaders come up right behind him, Chris wondering where he can go to get out of the way, decides to pull totally off the track. Chris conscious of drivers behind him that he will lose out positions to if he doesn't rejoin soon, but as he does get back on the track, he spins the Aston. To make matters worse, he does hit the barrier and loses yet another place. Final lap of the race, Neil Bamber being chased down by Talia. Now this would be a great result for Bodin Solutions if they could finish third. Just ahead you'll see Gary Bradshaw. Now keep an eye on him as he spins through this corner. Neil gets collected, as does Talia, but Neil is able to carry on. Talia has to reverse, get the car facing the right way to carry on. As we move back up to the final corners with the race leaders, it is Turk from Soltau. You see Daniel Turk pulling to the right hand side of the track to celebrate the win. Neil Bamber did manage to finish third despite that collision, with Van Delden and Underhill also picking up places. That incident involving Talia, Bamber and Bradshaw, a real shame. It had been great to see them go for it all the way to the line. Great racing again this week from everybody here at Zandvoort Grand Prix Circuit. So what does this mean for the standings? Well, for the drivers' standings, it is still Tobias Soltau in first from Daniel Turk and Neil Bamber in third. Van Delden looks comfortable in fourth, with Talia after that disappointing end of the race today in fifth. Simon Underhill makes a recovery after hardware problems, moving up to 15th. To the second half of the table, it's Alan McCain in 16th. Akhtar did not attend this week, and we have some new drivers joining us. Now we have removed Scott Malcolm, Will Bush and Martin Brandon. They have been replaced by Ellis Stevens, Matt Owen and Michael Hall. To the team standings, well, it's pretty much the same. The Firefighters charity lead from Acorn Printing, Bodie Solutions and Motorsport Auctions bringing up the rear. That's it from BOSRA Race Roundup this week. Please join us next week for round 4. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.